So you wanted it, you asked for it, and now you can have it. The new OM System OM-3, which is kinda the new Pen F, or not? Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thomas Love here from One Lens Only, and today, finally, we marked the date, we were waiting for it, and they announced the new OM System OM-3, which is a brand new body with old features. So let's say that the specs are underwhelming, but you can make a very good use of it, because I'm talking about the usage of a camera, what you can do with it. Now, in my humble opinion, also the tactile pleasure is very important. This is why the year I was using the Leica Q2 and the Pixie, I was also pleased, because every time you wear a camera this small and this well built, well, it's a pleasure just to have it in your hands, and then that triggers the inspiration. And this is exactly what they're trying to do with the OM-3, because such a nice, beautiful and appealing and well assembled camera will trigger inspiration. They say inspiration is in our nature. Now, OM System, they position themselves towards landscapes and wildlife photography, but with this kind of camera, I think we are back to street photography. It is very similar to a rangefinder. The use you can make out of it is very similar to a Leica M, to a Pixie, to a Fuji X100 V or 6 or whatever Fuji that you are using. It's a small body and you will have good glasses. Now, here with the micro four thirds sensor, you also have a crop factor which is 2 compared to a full frame, but we will talk about it later on. So what is new in this camera? Well, first of all, the body. The body is completely new, it's well assembled. You have the metal top and base plate, and in the middle, remembering the vintage cameras, the pattern is similar to a leather, but it's not leather, of course, it's plasticky and it's completely flat. You will have no grip to hand on, but this is not a minus, at least in my opinion, because the camera this small, you just keep it hanging on your neck with a strap, and then you're good to go. You don't even feel it if it's against your chest, because it's such a small and light camera. Not so small this one because it's made of metal, but compared to a compact lens such as the brand new 17mm or the brand new 25mm, it's the way to go. And so you just keep it hanging on your neck, and when you feel inspired, you take it, you snap a shot, and you're ready to go. But once again, a retro vintage body doesn't have the right glasses to pair with. Now, I raised this very point already when Nikon announced the Nikon ZF. There was a beautifully crafted vintage body with the manual dial on top, but they didn't have a vintage lens to be paired to. So now if you have a look at the brand new, and it's a great glass in my opinion, the 12-100 IS from Zuiko, from Olympus, from OM System, that brand new one that keeps the weather sealing and works in combination with the IBIS inside the camera, that's a great solution. It's an all-rounder, so you will have a small and compact body, but with no grip, and basically you will have to hold it by the lens. But that very lens, despite it's a brand new construction, it looks a bit plasticky to me. It doesn't really match the style of the vintage body, but this is just my opinion. I'm sure you can do great things out of it. Let's talk about the camera. The camera itself, it's a crippled version of the OM1 Mark II. Why am I saying it's a crippled version? Because the EVF, it's not at par with the OM1 Mark II, and also the stab, it's not as good as the one in the OM1 Mark II, and also the shutter speed, the mechanical shutter, it's not as fast as in the OM1 Mark II. So it's a crippled version. It also has only one SD card slot, but all these compromises for $400 less, I can live with that. So this is a camera not to be used for professional use because it only has one card slot. You want to shoot redundant if you are a pro. I never had troubles, honestly. I'm also using the A7C Mark II, which has only one SD card slot, and finger crossed, up to now I never had troubles, but it is to be taken into consideration. If you are a pro and if you intend to shoot with Micro Four Thirds, you better go with the OM1 Mark II that has a professional grip, body, stable, EVF, shutter speed, and the second SD card slot. Apart from that, as an all-round camera to hang onto your neck and you go if you want to shoot some street photography. Now, OM System, they will never say it out loud because they have this positioning for wildlife and landscapes and everything. This nature, so even in the presentation, their very own spot, the advertisement that I saw at the very beginning of their presentation, they were trying to find nature in the city. It's a bit stretched. In my humble opinion, this is a 100% street photography camera, or you can use it as an all-rounder for family, for whatever the occasion is. But it's a great street photography camera. I would love to try it for some streets out there, paired to the 17mm they just revisited. Now, this is nothing new. This is not a breakthrough. It's a good, solid camera. If you buy it, it's a keeper because it will never be outdated. Micro Four Thirds, they give some pleasing results despite the teeny tiny sensor, but it's enough. If you want to shoot some wildlife, you will get a lens which is way more compact compared to the same focal length for a full frame body. And also, it's not so cheap, so I don't get it, because $2,000 in that ballpark, there's a plethora of cameras you can pick up from. I'm thinking about Lumix, I'm thinking about Sony, I'm thinking about Fuji. All of them have bigger sensors, either crop sensor, APS-C, or even a full frame you can find for the same very money. So you really have to want this camera. Personally, I want to go and have it in my hands and see how it feels, and I want to pair it to the 17mm, and then I want to see how it feels with that 12 to 100 camera. The weather sealing, it's great because Olympus always made these rough cameras, and then OM System, they kept doing it. And the stable also is impressive. Olympus used to have an impressive stable, and OM System, they kept going in that direction. So is it a valid camera for the money? Yes, of course. Is it worth it, every penny? Well, maybe I would wait a few months or maybe a year or two to get it with a great offer. So like the offer of the life, 30-40% off, then it's a keeper. As a second camera body in my workflow, it will work so well as an all-rounder when you want to go around and not thinking about the gear, how much you invested, and then you don't want to scratch it. It's a rough camera, so it can take some abuse, and it might be a valid choice. So Olympus, if you are watching this video, please send me over one. I will be more than happy to try it and take it for a spin and review it paired with the glasses that you just revisited. So guys, let me know down here in the comments if this satisfied your thirst, or if you are still waiting for the new 10F. I'm not talking about the color switch that they put in the front, because I never use it and I will never do that. To me, the computing power from a computer is way better than the processor inside the camera, so I will never play with that. I'm not playing with the Fuji film simulations either, and so this is not appealing to me, but it's there. Honestly, it's just a wasted space for me, because it is exactly where I will put my fingers to hold the camera. But I know it is a thing nowadays. You guys want to have that color variations already in the camera, so you're ready to share it. You can shoot vertically. I'm not even talking about the video specs, because they're underwhelming. It's 4K 60 and it's 8-bit, because if you want to shoot 10-bit, you only can shoot log. There's no in-between solution. Either you go log, that means the equivalent of the all intra on a Sony, or you stay with 8-bit, and 8-bit, it's not as crisp, it's not as sharp as it should be. So guys, please let me know down here in the comments if you are considering this camera. I would do that. I will go for sure to a physical store to touch it, to see it, to feel it. And then with that, I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, please remember to like it, share it on your social media, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the new videos to come, and I guess I will see you later. Thank you. Bye bye.